So this month, we're going to take a close look at the Calgary market's long-term trends with special attention to what January's numbers can tell us about the rest of 2023. Hey, welcome to another video. My friends call me Abou, and if this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date on the Calgary and area real estate market, or if you're looking for ways, to simplify the buying as well as the selling process by using specific marketing strategies as well as negotiating techniques, make sure to follow and subscribe. Now, after a predictably mellow December, Calgary's housing market picked up steam in January. That's really become something of an old story. As demand for housing in and around the city continues to rise, the inventory of available housing stock stays low. January typically, sets the table for the rest of the year, and the market's continued strength has some real implications for those of us who live in and around the city. Now, this month, we're going to dive into and take a close look at the Calgary market's long-term trends, as well as paying special attention to what January's numbers tell us about the rest of 2023. A seller's market once again. You see, interest rates remain high, and you've seen the same stories we all have about sales falling year over year. And yet, Calgary should remain a seller's market well into 2023. And that's because demand for housing in and around the city should stay close to the supply of available homes. Those two numbers change, but there is every indication that they will change together, giving sellers consistently favorable set of market conditions. We tend to measure the availability of homes in terms of months of supply, and given current demand, how many months worth of houses are on the market. Anything less than 3 months supply indicates a seller's market, and January's figures keep us right at 2 months, well within the range that favors sellers. The metric covers the entire Calgary housing market, spanning every price range and property type, and your own situation might change things a bit. And if you need some specific advice around the current outlook for your type of home, for your price range, for your specific area, you can always head over to planwithmike.ca, schedule a call for us to have a chat, and then I'll be able to help you and assist you from there. Now, for instance, the higher up in price we go, the greater the supply tends to be. Demand just isn't as great for more expensive homes, especially when interest rates are this high. That's my take, and it just happens to coincide with the annual forecast issued recently by the Calgary Real Estate Board's chief economist. And I'll make sure to leave a link for you so you can check out the entire presentation. But for now, here's a quick summary of what she has to say. More people than ever are moving to Alberta, which keeps demand high, and they're not just coming from our direct neighborhood. Migration to Alberta is strong across Canada, even from the Atlantic provinces, and international net migration continues to drive demand as well. At the same time, Alberta has kept the overall cost of housing steady, even while it continues to, charge upward in other provinces. The mix of housing in Calgary has changed a bit, but the overall benchmark price for housing here is remarkably stable. Heavy migration plus steady housing prices mean strong demand now and well into the future. Now, at some price points, we'll continue to see a few months of supply, but in others, we're going, and we should probably be measuring housing availability in weeks, not months, and the market should remain highly competitive, and sellers should continue to see buyers coming to them ready to meet or exceed their asking prices. Prices are going to remain solid at least through 2023. Across nearly every price range, Calgary's market continues to support high asking prices, and the most affordable types of housing, including apartments and row houses, are commanding the highest prices in our history, as a steady stream of buyers jump on board to snag new housing as soon as it hits the market. And the more affordable ranges of detached and semi-detached homes are seeing the same scenario play out. Calgary continues to attract newcomers who are ready and able to invest for the long haul. Now, the typical seller sees multiple offers within a day or two of listing their property, often above their asking price. Across Calgary's real estate market, buyers know that they need to strike fast and hard if they want that chance to own that home that they, just saw or just visited, and they need to move quickly. All of this is happening in the middle of winter, which is a relatively soft stretch for Calgary real estate. Demand should pick up as we head into spring, and prices will definitely rise in turn. So far, I've limited myself to what's happening in the city of Calgary itself, but the surrounding area includes a wide variety of neighboring communities, but each one of them is actually seeing higher demand as potential buyers set their sights behind Calgary's city limits. From, Cochrane to High River or Chestermere and Canmore, demand matches and often exceeds the levels we're seeing in Calgary. Supply has dwindled as demand increases, pushing prices higher in Calgary's satellite communities. Again, demand tends to be the lowest for the highest priced housing stock, and higher price markets could see their prices soften a bit, perhaps dip even slightly as surrounding markets continue to develop. At the same time, a considerable percentage of new arrivals to Greater Calgary are also professionals who earn and make a substantial salary and are prepared to meet higher asking prices for the right home. So yes, Calgary's housing prices have never been higher. Every bit of data available to us suggests that it will never be less expensive either. So you might want to take advantage of the times that we live in. Let's take a step back from the numbers and the maps and reflect on what all of this means to you, what this all means to those of us who call Calgary home. It's safe to say that Alberta is open for business and that Calgary is actually emerging as a sort of unofficial capital of the New West. The world knows about us, and it sure seems like the whole world wants to move here. And we've opened our doors to the world, without sacrificing our quality of life or our wealth of economic opportunities. For our new neighbors, it's a better life. For those of us who've lived through years of ups and downs, it's a whole new ballgame. Forget what's happening in the rest of Canada. Forget for a moment that the rest of the world sees us as one of the few truly great real estate bargains available these days. For most Albertans, the stronger housing market and higher prices we've seen over the last couple of years has made Calgary seem as a more expensive place. I've heard it, talking in our community with executives and small business owners and people around the city. And for everyone who've been here for, a dozen years, the last 2 years have been a bit unreal and awfully difficult to understand. But it's really time. It's time, I think, to start thinking about Calgary the way the world does. Whether you're just starting out or raising a family while building your career, or you're looking for investment opportunities that will see you through retirement, the game has changed. Your city holds opportunities for you that it didn't just a few years ago, and it's time to seize them. If you've been, for example, waiting for the right home to buy, it's time to get off the fence. Interest rates are back from their historic lows, and rising rental prices threaten to push you away from your long-term goals with each passing month. If your family is growing and you need more space, the market is practically begging you to trade up. Remember, competition is most intense for more affordable houses like the one you live in now, and you'll be in command of the process when you actually put your home on the market, and you'll face far less pressure when you put on your buyer's cap and look to move up to a larger home. If you're looking for an investment property, rents are rising, and they're rising faster than interest rates, and they'll keep going up, while study after study suggests that interest rates are plateauing. Meanwhile, housing prices will enjoy continued support through 2023 and beyond. Locking in the cost of your investment now lets you reap the rewards of a market that's really will keep rents rising while your mortgage payments stay the same. Maybe even you've had a side gig or a side job or two over the last few years, like millions of people have. If you're lucky enough to have a bit of extra money and you have a budget that could work for you, real estate has always been a phenomenal investment, and Calgary's market continues to build strength on strength. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is right now. That's Calgary's real estate in a nutshell. So be smart, be decisive. Now's the time to get your fair share of Alberta's economic boom, and you can do it without leaving Calgary. This update is really meant for a wide audience, and it can't reflect every single situation. It can't reflect every nuance of your particular situation. That's where we come in. I'd love to discuss your housing needs with you and to give you specific advice that really helps you take advantage of Calgary's current housing climate. Winter just happens to be the best time to put your strategy together. The market is a bit more clear than it will be when things pick up in the spring. So whatever your situation, whatever your needs, I hope to discuss them with you soon. You can always head over to planwithmike.ca, or you can reach me directly, give me a call or send me a text at 403-809-9386. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.